Today, we're going to cover everything you need to know about version 2. Welcome to Y2K Finance. We're super excited to bring out version 2 to you today. What we're going to do is just go through some of the different features that we've added to our platform, so stay tuned. Now, the first and most obvious thing that you may notice when entering our application is that we no longer have risk and deposit. Rather, we've changed the names and we now have collateral and premium. Collateral being for those who want to sell insurance and premium being for those who want to buy insurance. And the process works exactly the same as before. If we select an asset like USDC, you'll be able to again select the strike price. But this time what you will notice is that we can now collect next available epoch. Carousel is the staple feature of version 2, and essentially it facilitates automatic rollovers and the ability to deposit for the next epoch at any time. So you can see on screen, I have selected the next available epoch, and so essentially I can deposit even when the previous epoch is still live. And of course this means that we can start earning Y2K tokens straight away rather than having to wait for these vault openings as well. Now, carousel keepers are behind the automatic rollovers and 24/7 deposits, and essentially after making a vault deposit, users like yourself can either choose to sit back and let the keepers roll over their funds every epoch until they opt out, and in order to pay for the gas, keepers will actually collect a small fee from the depositors every time funds are rolled over. Now, previously we did have a 2-day deposit period followed by a 5-day epoch period for a typical weekly vault. Now, because users can queue up at any time before the next epoch, the actual deposit window can be reduced to as low as 30 minutes. Of course, it can be higher, and this is a positive thing because it maximizes the amount of coverage that we'll now be able to offer for the various vaults. So essentially, rather than previously during which we had 5 days of coverage for a weekly vault, we can now offer 6 days, 23 hours and 30 minutes of coverage. And this works for all of our vaults, so all of the assets that we support on the collateral side and vice versa on the premium side too. Now, with version 2, you will notice that with every asset that we select, there will be some information about where the market data is secured by. With version 2, Earthquake, our product, can now leverage any Oracle provider for price feeds. And this flexibility massively expands the selection of pegged assets that can be listed on Earthquake in the future. Perhaps even things like a Uniswap liquidity pool. The next thing that we wanted to discuss today was the new information tax. Now, this is essentially there to solve this chicken and egg problem. In version 1, depositors could wait until right before the deposit window closed and incur no penalty at all. And because of this, 30% of our total value locked came from deposits made in the last 30 minutes of a deposit window. The late depositors have a pretty big advantage over the early depositors because they can adapt to the new market information. Now, in version 2, we're going to try and tackle this with the information tax. Late depositors will now incur a fee for the informational advantage they possess, and this kind of levels the playing field and ultimately will benefit everyone. And that's because early depositors will have a kind of a level playing ground. Voted lock Y2K token holders will have a new source of revenue, and all users get more accurate risk pricing. And lastly, with version 2, we've got a new code base which opens the floodgates for lots of innovation. Now protocols can hopefully build on top of Y2K and perhaps even offer some of these products via their own application. We'd like to see a bunch of protocols take Y2K and introduce it into their own products, which will hopefully allow Y2K to reach a wider audience in the broader DeFi ecosystem, and importantly, advance the value accrual that we get with the voted lock Y2K token. Some other improvements that we're making include the one-click Y2K rewards. I think previously it was a little bit tedious with a few extra clicks, and now hopefully we'll be able to stake and farm all in one click. And as mentioned already, we have changed the name to collateral and premium rather than risk and hedge. Vaults are now also able to accept any other ERC20 token, for deposits rather than only accepting wrapped ETH or ETH. And this allows a variety of new possibilities, including being able to use Earthquake as a yield opportunity for every asset potentially chosen for deposits. Y2K has a clear vision to become the ultimate place for users to come for pegged asset exposure, and version 2 is just the beginning. We're excited to showcase this to you today, and hopefully much more in the near future as well. Stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment down below about your thoughts regarding version 2, and of course we'll be back with plenty more content in the near future.